Hi guys, this is Wenzes. Welcome to today's episode. I want to talk to you about going into fields that seem like not the end result for us, but why we should do them anyways. How going into specific fields can help us develop all the traits we're looking for when we're creating ourselves and maintaining a road of improvement that goes the way we want it to. So stay tuned, I'll tell you more about it. Thanks again for tuning in. So today I want to talk to you about this notion that there are fields in which we don't want to succeed at, or we don't want to exceed or do any kind of way or do anything in order to progress in that area due to the fact that we think this is not our end result. This is not who we want to be. For example, I do not want to be a financial consultant in the end. This is not like my personality. This is not what I want to be known for in this world. Or I don't want to become a gym rat and be totally fit, because guess what, most of the time I'm thinking about all those things I want to create, I want to develop, which are more like idea based. And the list goes on and on. For example, why should I go and be more creative, start decorating or creating a lifestyle that is full of just image-based things, as in creating some kind of image of yourself and that will more and more reflect who you are and so on. And we very often stay away from improvements in those areas just because of the notion, well, this is not where I want to be. This is not who I want to be. And actually, this is taking me away from an area that's important to me. We very often mistake, and where the whole problem lies in is that in order to become that person we want to be, we need to create certain characteristics in ourselves. There are certain strengths we have to build, certain persistence in very specific areas. And the good thing is, if you're anything like me, and most of the people watching have similar conditions and kind of ways of approaching life, is the people you surround yourself with, that's the thing you absorb. I mean, this is a common notion. The 6 people you hang around with the most, those are the people you become. The videos you watch are the kind of people you try to absorb. This is who you become. But this is very, very specifically strong. So if you're somebody like me, or if you're a perceiver in general, who takes on and sees what happens. And so you can look at it from a negative perspective, thinking, well, I can't go into a field of where there's a lot of backstabbing, where there's a lot of elbows and so on, because this negativity really falls into me. I absorb all of that, and it's not something I want. The challenge comes with a point where you have to decide, okay, I don't want to be in an area like this, but I still want to be more efficient. I still want to be more forceful. I want to be more creative. I want to be all those things that come to your mind when you imagine this person you want to be. And in order to get that, you have to train those different areas. And for example, I always wanted to be a warrior. I always wanted to feel powerful, to be the creator of my life. And one of the things that really kept me from going there was to really take the time and be persistent in what I do, full of just laying back, thinking about life, contemplating and enjoying everything from an observer point of view. And so often, especially if you're into Myers-Briggs, and then you see, well, INFJs, for example, are known to be the observer type. They just lay back and look at everything. But this is when you're not developed. This is where we come from, and so often we stay in that field because actually society, or the things we concentrate on, tell us the same. Reassures us to stay put and not grow. And growth is the one component that actually really makes you feel alive, that makes you feel life is worth it, and it's a constant basis that will keep you going, because you're not meant to just sit around and just think. Like poets and people who lived like 200, 300 years ago in these sometimes like really wealthy households where people were just, they didn't have anything to worry about. There's when a lot of depression came on, and you see like those really dark poetry books and like romanticism in a way. You just need some kind of thing that makes you fight. So, but back to the point. So I want it to be a specific way. And what I realized is, for example, by taking on a job which is more challenging, where I have people around me who are more set on, this is what I want to achieve. This is who I want to be. I want to be a partner at this firm. I want to do this. And then you come in and you say, well, I don't want to be a partner at this firm. This is not who I see myself to be. So why should I go and compete with them? Why should I go into the sphere and have people around me who are that driven towards that one goal? Like, what does that help me when I don't want to be there? And the answer is this: it helps you to become more driven. It helps you to become more focused on what you want. Because guess what? When you are in one field more ambitious and you're open yourself up to, I have to raise my standard in what I expect myself of work ethic, what I expect of myself being more efficient, more precise, whatever it is. Once you like set that goal and you set yourself into this environment, and you have to like really nail these things, because competition makes you grow, and you see people who are like so good at this, you pick up the pace. So if you're like a person like me who absorbs so much, getting into a situation where you have people around you who are like this, it really helps you to become more like that. Like I used to work from 9 to 6 p.m. on a weekday, sometimes even less, and it was all that I knew like the first 5 years pretty much after graduating college. And now we're talking about completely different times. Sometimes I even do stuff at 9 o'clock at night, and I feel, first off, 10 times better about myself, because I actually do have the energy. I don't feel like I'm neglecting anything of my private life, because guess what? Due to the fact that I went out and I got more efficient and I got more, you have to go, you have to do things, you have to be like, really take something out of this and do something about it. I apply the same thing to my videos, to my YouTube channel in a way, to my private life. Like I meet my friends much more often. I am more active when it comes to, you know, going to the gym, being more health conscious, being more excited about bettering myself in all kinds of areas of my life. When it comes to, I want to put more effort into the environment I live in. I want to put more effort into, I treat myself and all those things. And it just really becomes this natural thing without you even having to think about it. And only because you put yourself into that space. You made a decision of, okay, I'm not gonna tell myself this story of, well, I don't want to be there. But to realize, actually, I do want to be there. Although that's not my end goal. You don't know if it's other people's end goals either. You don't know it. You just think it is. But guess what? People are going to say the same thing about you. You don't know what other people's motives are to be in a specific field and to go for it, and why they've become so great at it, for example. You don't know that. So you know what they think about you. So these things don't even matter. It's an assumption that we should never take. Assumptions are, generally speaking, never assume. You never know what's going on. And so why doesn't it, like other people may not think about it, but that doesn't mean that they're actually not in this to better themselves and to become somebody who they want to be. Like I see it with people who strive to get like a certain position, and it's just like a mouse race, or like they race and race and race and race, and they're always going just to reach that one point, and then at that one point they think, oh, okay, then I can relax because I've achieved that, and hoping that this achievement will give them some kind of satisfaction. And normally it doesn't stay that way that long. So what we aim to do, what I personally aim to do, is to become that person who can take on those challenges that are expected from the position that is higher. And this is with all areas of my life. I want to become more. I want to become stronger. I want to become better. And therefore, we have to go into fields where we see those people are really good at this. So I'm just going to go in there and strengthen this one area of my life, which then I can apply somewhere else. So if you want to be more creative, just because if you think about the perfect person you want to be, and perfect is, of course, nobody's going to be perfect, but if you really think about how I imagine myself, how I always dreamed of my life and everything, and guess what? It is more creative than your life is right now. Like, you really take those steps to broaden your life in a way that is not boring to what it used to be. So why not go into an area where with people who are completely creative, who are like, life focuses on that, just because it will strengthen your creativity, the way you use that, the way you apply that, so it becomes a natural, fluent thing that happens automatically. You can apply it to your life and it happens without you even trying, because you just wake up and automatically, because you've learned to use that specific characteristic, this specific approach, your life will become more creative, more full of different things going on. And my life right now is definitely more proactively driven. There's so much more, like, my life is so much fuller, and one of the main reasons is because I went for something which taught me to be more proactive, where I don't just like lay down and say, well, this is too much for me. Sometimes people ask me, oh, you do so much, like, how do you have the time? And I think of myself like, what time? Like, I don't have more time. You know, if you think about, oh, you know, this meme everywhere, you have the same 24 hours as Beyonce or Bill Gates or whoever. It's never the time that's lacking. It's our mentality, and it's the way our minds are wired, and practice. It's just a matter of practice. And so the more you're used to, I want to achieve more, I want to do more, better it is for your mental state, and the more you're full of your life, you're happier, and so on. Like, I'm not talking about like people coming from the other spectrum or from the other direction of the spectrum, which is also possible, who are constantly have to do something. They can't sit still. They're always doing something, and very often they have to learn that your battles, you can't do everything, and when you do everything, you're not going to get happy, because you don't get anywhere far enough, because you're like spread yourself so wide, just constantly trying to do something. For people like me, it's the other way around. I'm very precise at what I do. I don't choose that many things in my life. So what I had to learn is to broaden myself up, to do more things, to do it more precisely, to do it more stronger and more efficient. And guess what? I wake up and there's a joy that overflows me that I never thought was possible just a couple years ago. Like, I really thought, like, how can these people have like those goals? The goal to be like the fittest person on earth, or the goal to be like, to get into a certain camp. Like, who cares? And now personally, I do also have those goals, because I know having goals, achieving goals, and mainly and most importantly, going for certain goals will give you such a satisfaction that doesn't compare to anything else. And therefore, we have to be aware that you need to better yourselves in so many different areas of your life, that sometimes it's good to go for something because it will strengthen you as a person. It doesn't have to be the end goal. It just has to be the one thing. I'm not sure about this. I'm scared about this. I'm not gonna be the best, like I talked in the last video. I'm gonna be second best. I'm gonna be somewhere 10th in line. But like, all those people around me, I decide how much I let of this energy get in, but I let in more and more and learn to cope with it myself. For example, if there are people around you who are very fast paced, you're very strong and I'm very strong at getting into the situation and staying my ground and not letting this overrule me, so I don't get like hectic. Like, you see people who are hectic because they're people around. I stay firm and I stay in my tempo, but I still feel what's happening left and right of me. And then I just slowly let that in and incorporate it in my tempo. My tempo is on my terms. I don't let anybody dictate that. But I sure as hell learn more and more to broaden and pace myself, and being faster, for example, more efficient, by seeing what it can be left and right. So dare to go for those challenges, because they create who you are. Like, these challenges really make you more of the person you want to be, and don't expect this one thing has to be like what I want to do in life. It doesn't exist. What you want in life doesn't exist anywhere outside yet. And it won't be like, oh, this is the one thing I want to do and this is specific. You take left, you take right, and the more and more you observe all those things you can do, the more you naturally become that person you want to be, and the more your life will become the way you want it to be. It's just a matter of going for those things left and right. Everything else pretty much happens automatically. Keep that in mind and let me know what you think. I always appreciate your comments and reading how much like my videos are helping you, and how like certain specific areas you're just like, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, and for me it's that way, and it has worked for me in this and this way. This is not just helping me, this is helping also others to read the comments. So I always appreciate it, and thank you so much. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Remember, all videos you can also listen to on SoundCloud as audios when you're outside, taking a walk, or anything like that. Thank you so much for tuning in. Talk to you next time. Bye.